It's a wide-open grass prairie of undeniable promise and unknown peril. 140 acres wedged between the Minnesota River and the 35W Freeway, part of a desolate and largely undeveloped gateway into the city of Burnsville. But it's what's buried underneath this land that's the real mystery. Once known as the Freeway Landfill, throughout the 70s and 80s, this was the final resting place for most of the Twin Cities trash. You name it, it was dumped here. 5 million cubic yards of trash. To put that into perspective, it's enough trash to fill up 7 IDS buildings, from top to bottom.
No matter what's in there, we have to make sure that we protect the public health and the environment. And so that's our duty, and that's what we're looking at.
Kirk Kudelka is an assistant commissioner for the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. For the last month, the agency has been testing the groundwater underneath the landfill. But 40 years of agency documents reviewed by the Fox 9 investigators show over the years the Freeway landfill took in 20 truckloads of battery casings, something the state allowed at the time. 448 tons of melted down toxic metals, what they call sweat furnace slag. There's also a laundry list of cancer-causing chemicals found in various quantities. The landfill was shut down back in 1993, the trash covered with coal ash. But the MPCA isn't the only one with their eye on this property.
What does Burnsville want out of this?
Well, the number one priority for the city of Burnsville is to protect the environment.
Burnsville City Manager Heather Johnston.
And we hope in the future that we can get some development on that property as well.
In fact, Burnsville has entertained elaborate fantasies for this land for a very long time. Once envisioning an outdoor amphitheater, now dreaming of a golf course, corporate offices, maybe even homes, all nestled between the Minnesota River and the freeway.
In some ways, it would seem like the most prime real estate in all of Burnsville.
It would be a great place to have a wonderful gateway development, absolutely.
But to get the land, the city, state, and county must all strike a deal with this man, Michael McGowan, who good-naturedly declined to talk to us on camera.
I would love to, but I'm not going to.
His father started the landfill back in 1969, and he now operates a waste transfer station next door. He also owns a nearby golf range. McGowan wants to maintain development rights to this land and claims the landfill is safe as is. The secret negotiations have heated up in recent weeks with a looming August 30th deadline imposed by the EPA, one of many deadlines that have come and gone.
Where's the obstacle in this?
Tom, you wouldn't be here if this wasn't complicated. It's absolutely complicated.
You may well wonder by this point, why not leave the trash right where it is and simply build on top of it? It's actually not a bad idea. The problem is this: the Kramer Quarry, located right next door. They pump 10 to 12 million gallons of water here out of the aquifer every single day. The concern is when they shut this quarry down, let's say 25 years from now, the water table will slowly rise and reach the same level as the trash right next door.
What is the water table going to be in the future? And that's what we're modeling. Is it going to sit in the waste or not? And then also, if it is sitting in the waste, is it carrying anything in high enough quantities to the river or back to where the quarry was, which will be a lake?
Burnsville and Savage currently get their drinking water from the quarry. That water is testing safe for now. The concern is how the groundwater and the Minnesota River could be contaminated by the landfill in the future. The MPCA wants to put Freeway Landfill into the state's closed landfill program, in which the state, in other words, Minnesota taxpayers, cover the cost of cleanup. Among the options, digging up the trash and moving it to another quarry, cost $57 million, or covering the landfill and putting in a protective liner, about $42 million. The Fox 9 investigators obtained a draft of a deal the state offered just 2 weeks ago, in which McGowan would maintain development rights to at least half the property. The hitch in the negotiations is, what should McGowan pay, if anything? What is his cost in cleaning up a landfill all of us used.
Okay, the cleanup cost on this is going to cost $60 million, but the people who own the landfill are still going to make some money in terms of development rights. That doesn't seem to make sense to people.
And what I want people to understand is, number one, everybody benefits from a protected environment. But on the development side, that increases the property tax base, anywhere from $50 to $150 million. Who benefits from that? Everybody benefits.
The Freeway landfill's location may be the perfect metaphor for the predicament, sitting at the very confluence of nature and progress. A not-so-subtle reminder of the price we must sometimes pay to preserve both. The Fox 9 investigators have learned that proposal on the table for the Freeway landfill is really just a rough draft. In this case, the devil will truly be in the details. But the concern is, if all the parties don't reach a deal by the August 30th deadline, the EPA will step in and take over the Superfund site, leading to even more years of bureaucracy and red tape. For the Fox 9 investigators, I'm Tom Lydon.